Raven, his big feud with Sabu culminated on August 4th as they finally faced off in a pretty good match. You loved this match. You gave it 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I loved it.
On the TNA scale, that's a 5-star match.
I gotta be real with you right now. I blacked out. You were talking, and I like zoned out completely, and then you came back with, "Oh, and you loved that match," and I was like, "Fuck, I have no clue what match he's talking about."
I pivoted to Raven and Sabu.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good match. Raven and Sabu were fucking crazy, and they beat each other up with weapons, and I liked both times that Raven did that. He did that against Sabu. They did the crazy DDT through the table. They did the fucking, yeah. And then the boom, they backed it up when they did the Sanjay match in the second one, which I think there's probably a story behind that, why that happened. But I was into it. I like the Raven stuff. The Raven stuff's fun because it's plunder, and at least plunder isn't overused now.
And yeah, it's not plunder and everyone bleeding on every show.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Raven DDT'd Sabu through the table, picked up the win in their first ever contest. It was meant to be a DDT up the top ropes, but they then just fell off the top, and the DDT through the table looked good. But when you would like tease a DDT off the ropes to the table and then have to do a regular DDT through a table, it's like, oh, all right. So they were meant to come back the next week with a Hangman's Horror match. Or sorry, the 2 weeks later. It was meant to be the rematch. But, well, Sabu wasn't there. And
that doesn't sound like him.
He appeared to actually be injured, but there was also a lot of doubt as to whether he was actually injured because it's Sabu. Mm-hmm. And like there was a lot of talk that like Sabu was meant to go over in this match. Sanjay ultimately took the place of Sabu and went over. So like it wasn't the case that he was refusing to do a job. So he probably was hurt, or like his real life demons got the better of him in some way or another.
Yeah, I don't see a reason for him to be like, I don't want to do this match, and I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
I liked the Sanjay Dutt Raven match.
Yeah,
too.
after he showed up to do the job in the first match as well.
Yeah.
Sabu was meant to face Sanjay in this Hangman's Horror match on August 18th. Sabu wasn't there. Sanjay stepped in. Yeah, they had a fun match where like Raven beat the shit out of Sanjay, but then Sanjay fired up. He threw a fireball at Raven and hung him and won.
Yeah, that was cool. All I can think about whenever I see this Hangman's Horrors match is I just want someone to tie every collar around them.
Yeah, because the gimmick, in case you've never seen one, is that there on each of the 6 sides there is a strap and a collar that you want to tie the collar around the neck of somebody, throw them over the ropes, and hang them to win the match. That's the Hangman Horrors match. But yeah, because Sanjay tried to tie 2 of them at one stage, but one of them fell off.
But the whole time I'm just thinking like how funny it would be if Raven just had them all tied on and was just stuck in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, he's just tied to the ropes from 6 angles, and Sanjay was just whipping his ass.
Yeah, I liked that. The little spot. It took a while to get going, but I liked the spot where Raven shortened the chain to make it like even worse when he threw him over.
There were some mysterious figures in the crowd watching on. That was meant to be James Mitchell and Slash, but with Sabu leaving, or like Sabu is out now for the best part of a year. That's the story's on the back burner. I think they were meant to reunite Raven and Mitchell as a new church.
The newest church.
With them together as opposed to being enemies.
That would be fun. They did have the best feud of the year, so...
Sabu is once again on the bubble because of out-of-ring antics. More than one TNA official questioned whether the back injury Sabu had that he used as the excuse for getting out of this match was real, but then he missed a show in Puerto Rico after this, and everyone was like, okay, it's probably real. There was talk that this might be the end of Sabu, but he has a good relationship with Jerry Jarrett, and they don't want to ruffle feathers with Raven, but this does turn out to be the end of Sabu for a while.
Aww.
And it's a shame, like, this feud was heating up, they were doing good stuff, they were finally getting to actually the matches. At least they got one. It would have been a shame if, like, they did the entire build and then couldn't even get one match out of it. At least they got one match out of it, which was the first ever Raven-Sabu match. But... yeah, it's a shame they couldn't do their full program.
I just think there's been like some of the best and most consistent stuff on the show.